All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are breaking down one of the biggest viral trends you've seen everywhere, the glowing cloud ceiling. But here's the thing, we're not just going to show you how to build it. We're going to show you how to engineer a viral dreamscape for less than it costs to go to the movies.
But before we do any of that, you know what to do? Hit that like button, drop a comment, and make sure you're subscribed. The button's right down there. Let's do this.
So you've seen the videos, right? These incredible before and afters, just like this one. Rooms totally transforming into these glowing, otherworldly skies that just rake in millions and millions of views. So the real question isn't just how do they do it, it's why on earth does it go so viral?
And what if I told you the answer? The entire project costs less than $20. No, seriously. This thing that looks so complex, so magical, it's actually one of the most accessible DIY projects on the entire planet. Your dreamscape is way, way closer than you think.
See, this isn't just about getting out the glue and making something pretty. This is about reverse engineering a viral phenomenon. We are going to deconstruct the aesthetics, the psychology, everything that makes these cloud ceilings so ridiculously captivating.
Okay, so to understand how we can create all this magic on a tiny budget, first we have to see how it's done with, well, basically no budget. Let's take a look at the absolute peak of high-tech, immersive rooms.
To really get this, we've got to go all the way back to the late 90s. This is when MIT built something called the KidsRoom. It was a completely automated, interactive story environment that literally responded to what the kids were doing. For real, it was a real-life magic room.
So how'd they pull that off? Well, they used a whole cluster of computers just to run it all, multiple projectors for the visuals, and even computer vision to track where the kids were moving. Throw in professional theatrical lighting and a crazy multi-channel sound system, and you're talking about a massive university research budget. It's completely out of reach for, well, pretty much all of us.
But here's the secret, okay? You don't need a high-tech lab when you can just deconstruct the look, the aesthetics of virality. So let's break down the two key pieces that make this whole cloud ceiling thing work so incredibly well.
First up, color. The entire look is powered by something called the unicorn palette. This was this huge design trend back in the mid-2010s, and it's all about these bright, soft pastel colors. This was a proven viral aesthetic on places like Instagram and Pinterest way before cloud ceilings were even the thing.
And believe it or not, there's actually a science to it. As this research points out, pastel colors feel bright, but the intensity isn't in your face because it's softened with a lot of white. This creates a look that's super vibrant and eye-catching, but at the same time, it's soothing and dreamlike. I mean, it's perfect for a bedroom.
Now this slide is where it gets really interesting. Look at this breakdown. The MIT KidsRoom, it created an interactive, structured immersion with a monster budget and crazy tech. The DIY cloud ceiling, it gets you a passive, atmospheric immersion with almost no budget and super simple materials. So on one side, you've got a programmed experience, and on the other, an ambient one. But guess what? They both tap into that same exact feeling of magic.
And that brings us to the second key component. The dreamlike effect, it's not made by fancy projectors. It's created by diffusing simple LED light through basically pillow stuffing. This creates this organic, almost pearlized texture that scatters the light in this beautiful, ethereal way.
So now that you actually get the powerful why behind the design, the how becomes almost laughably simple. So here it is. Here's the blueprint.
And I'm not kidding, it's a sprint. First, you just stick your LED strips to the ceiling. You can make any pattern you want for different effects. Second, you spray some adhesive on the ceiling in little sections so it doesn't dry too fast. And third, you just fluff up that fiber fill and stick it right to the glue, building it up until it looks like clouds. That's it. Seriously, that is the entire build.
Okay, so the process is easy, but the real secret here isn't in those steps. It's in the repeatable formula. A formula you can apply to pretty much any project to give it that viral potential. Here it is. This is the crucial point. You take low-cost, easy-to-get materials, and you combine them with proven viral aesthetics. So in our case, it's cheap polyester fill and LEDs, plus that unicorn color palette we talked about. This simple equation, this is the engine behind the entire DIY dreamscape trend.
And that brings us to the real takeaway. This was never just about making a cool cloud ceiling. It's about understanding that you have the power to engineer your own viral-worthy spaces. So the only question left is, what dreamscape are you going to engineer next?